Hey, welcome back, everybody. Episode 8 of Season 3. I'm going to call this an emergency.
Whoa.
Everybody needs a nudge session.
Whoa.
We called Root Beer in on a day off. Keithy's unprepared because he's coming off a ripper in Lake Placid where he won the gold medal.
You won?
We did. Yes, we won.
Gold medal winning coach sitting in our presence. Another champion here at Crowd Lending. Found out today that Jeremy's a champion.
Yeah, I saw that video game.
Video game champion.
Yeah, it's a nice jacket.
Yeah, it's I mean, that is a Letterman's jacket if I've ever seen.
We should get some of those.
Yeah, we might have to get a picture of that and post it on the podcast.
100%.
But yeah, no, we didn't do one. Did we do a podcast last week? I don't think we did.
No, I was out of town.
We missed last week because Keithy was out of town and we had a networking event, so we got a little distracted, and I didn't want to go 2 weeks, so I want to do a quick podcast. We don't have a guest, but we're gonna go with a little bit of a different format today. No guest format. First thing I'd like to point out to one of our a guest on this show, a former guest, and one of our biggest fans, I think, at this point, Jerry Moffat. Is he our biggest fan?
I would say he's up there, yeah.
I mean, the podcast isn't out for 3 seconds, and Jerry is...
He's on it.
He's on it. So, and he watches on YouTube.
He does.
So he likes to see what's going on. So I'd like to point out...
Hold on, he has viewing parties.
Oh, does he?
He sends me pictures of a bunch of them watching the podcast.
Come on.
No.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So I'd like to point out to Jerry and all his guests, podcast viewing party guests, I guess, is what they're...
Sure.
My new shoes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some comments on your shoes.
Yeah. Shoes are in rough shape, so thanks to my friends at Peter Millar, they must have heard that I needed some shoes, so they sent me a couple pairs of shoes.
Nice.
I sent them some money, so it seemed like a fair trade. So yeah, Peter Millar, this week's sponsor. And actually, you know what,
These are Peter's.
Also Peter Millar.
Yeah, awesome.
I didn't actually pay for them. Gamo got them for me.
Shocked.
Yeah, my friend. Another podcast
alum.
Prior. Yeah, alum. Is that what we're gonna call him?
Yeah.
Can we do like ICUs on Instagram? I mean Twitter.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think everybody needs a nudge needs its own Twitter handle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like this.
So I was talking to Marlene this morning, and for those that don't know, Marlene's my wife, and she said the only way the podcast is going to get famous is if we do memes.
Ooh.
That's what she says. She said we need memes. So and I said I don't know what a meme is.
Just ask Hank. He'll tell you.
She said to me that those are the things that you called memes. Apparently, I called them memes at one point, and my kids made fun of me for that. So we got to have memes. We got to get some memes going.
Some memes.
Yeah, we got to do some memes. All right. So new shoes, which was huge. And then staying on the topic of my wife. What's that joke? let's get off your wife. Get off my wife. I don't know the joke anyway. We were going out to dinner last Friday night down in Scituate, and I put the podcast on. Now, she doesn't listen to the podcast. She's not a podcast listener. She says, I live the podcast. I don't need to listen to you any more than I already do.
She'd be a great guest.
My wife?
Mm-hmm.
I second that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if she'd come in.
She'd come in.
Nah. I don't know. I mean,
let's do it.
Yeah, she just texted me.
Which episode did she listen to?
She listened to last week's episode.
Okay.
Because I thought it was pretty good. Who do we have in?
Burms.
Yeah, Burms. I thought he did a good job, and I just popped it on, and a couple things right off the bat. She got pretty upset with me. It's not a standing scorpion. There is no such thing as a standing scorpion that Rose did. Did you put the video up, by the way?
I did.
Yeah, that's not a standing scorpion. It's just a standing full. That's all it is. Not that's all it is, but standing scorpion sounds so much better.
So much better.
It was crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, she's
talented.
She's all in on that. So she was upset about that.
Okay.
And then she was very upset about the whole scheduling of the jobs for Hank and Rose. Remember we talked about that, where I was doing the scheduling, and I got mad at them for not going.
Why was she upset?
Because I did the scheduling without talking to anybody.
Oh.
So she wanted me to set the record straight that it wasn't her or her kids, it was her husband.
Nobody would ever blame her for anything.
No,
ever.
no. It was me that made the mistake. So headed up to Vermont this past weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, not for like leaf peeping or anything like that. I just headed up there. We had two hockey games. And I was driving up there. I drove up there with my friend, another podcast alumni,
Who's this?
Dan Callista.
Oh, Danny.
Mr. Callista.
Mr. Callista.
Mr. Callista, who's been on the show, avid listener, so he's probably listening right now. And we were just, going back and forth, telling stories or whatever. And he told me a story about how he was out in Vegas once, and he was doing like F1 racing, like you go and actually race an F1 car or something. It wasn't an F1 car, but whatever. And there was 7 of them, so they had to fill the last spot, and they're like waiting for the last guy to show up, and finally the last guy pulls up in a limousine. He gets up, he's got like long hair, he's smoking a cigarette, and it was Slash from Guns N' Roses. So then he tells you a story about how he spent the whole day with Slash, and it got me thinking, like, I've never had an experience like that. I've never met a famous, like a real famous person. Like, I've met hockey players that play in the NHL, and like hockey people would know who they are, and I've met Bob Orr, and like, which I think everybody in Boston that's been around hockey has met Bobby. I call him Bobby.
Bobby, obviously.
Bobby.
Hank's actually reading a book about him right now. But I've never had an experience where, like, randomly I was in a chairlift with, some famous singer or like an actor or anything.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I've never had. Have you ever had like that?
No, never.
Have you, Rupia?
Well, I worked for a radio station, so I met a handful of people, but not by accident. It was planned.
Right, not like a random and all of a sudden, you're there. He's like, in this situation, Slash is Guns N' Roses, right? And Edge is U2, I think. Is that how it?
Bono's U2.
Yeah, but Edge is the guitarist for U2.
Okay.
Google it.
They're in Vegas now.
Yeah, at the Sphere. Chris
Yeah.
went.
Fia.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but I've never had that type of experience where it's like, oh, I was at I was at a bar and in walked Matt Damon and we had a drink together and hung out. Or I've never had anything. I've never met anybody famous for any length of time.
The Edge.
He goes by The Edge.
The Edge.
Okay,
He's Irish.
so okay, great, good for
Those are
him.
my people.
So have you've never had?
Never had that, no.
Yeah. Long ride to Waterbury, Vermont. But we were in that town. I don't know if you remember, if over the summer there was all that flooding that went down.
Oh, yeah.
So they had like markers on the side of the building, like how high the water was. It was crazy high. But it was a nice town. Nice. You could get a nice like IPA and,
Beautiful. Vermont's beautiful.
Yeah, we went up there and got our faces kicked in.
How'd you go? I was just going to ask.
We lost by a combined score of 14-1.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Woo.
and one kid on the other team had 9 points
Wow.
in 2 games.
Is he good?
The best 2010 player ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, I mean he was next level.
Wow.
Shot it like a man.
Really?
Yeah, he had a college shot, and he was 13 years old.
Wow.
If you put him and Hank next to each other, you wouldn't even think they were the same species. If I said both of these things have been on this planet for 13 years, are they the same? You would say no.
Hank's working at it, though.
He is.
Yeah.
He's grinding on it,
Yeah.
and you're seeing some improvement in his game. And like he took his shirt off. He had like a little tricep from doing push-ups. He was all like, a nice tricep. He's like, what is that? I don't know what that is, Dad.
You mean this huge thing on my arm?
Yeah, sorry. Show him keep
This whole thing.
Yeah. So nobody's got any good like famous person stories.
I got nothing. No.
Oh well, there goes that whole segment. I thought we were gonna kick that around for a little bit.
Well,
Screws up my timing. The other reason I wanted to sort of have a emergency meeting or an emergency podcast was I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about crowd lending, because we did a networking event on Wednesday up at the local in Waltham. We did it with one of our vendors, one of our friends of the company here, Pat Murphy. Matt Padoni ran it for the as the originator, and there were probably, I don't know how many people there, 40 what I would consider real estate professionals. Some developers, some mortgage brokers, some real estate agents, and I felt like nobody in the room knew what we did. To the point where I was sort of like, do we open this thing up to a Q&A to try to answer questions because nobody really knew what crowd lending does. So I want to just take a half a second to sort of give everybody the elevator pitch of what crowd lending does. Unless Keithy wants to do it.
I'd be happy to.
All right, Keith, I'd like to hear what you think crowd lending does.
What do we do?
Yeah, like what is crowd lending? What do we do? What do we provide?
A service. Excellent service.
We do provide excellent service. So we provide financing. I would call it alternative financing to the banks, right? We fund men and women, professionals that are doing a fix and flip of a single family home, or they're doing a condo conversion, 3 units in South Boston into 3 condos, and then they're going to sell it. That they don't want to go to the bank, or maybe the property itself won't qualify for bank financing because there's no kitchen, or it's pretty run down, or maybe there was a fire, maybe there was water damage. So something is disqualifying the property from bank financing, and or they want to sort of ease of use and speed, and that's what crowd lending provides. So we provide the financing for the purchase price, and then we provide the financing for the construction. We get a loan just like a bank does, just like you have on your property if you own a property from Wells Fargo or Citizens Bank or Bank of America or whatever. We put a mortgage on the property. That's our protection. Borrower stops paying. We take back the mortgage. But we are a lender. So I thought that was important to sort of get out there so everybody kind of knows what crowd lending does, because I think that I was a little bit surprised that not more people knew what we did in that meeting, having been professionals. I don't know if you're on your day-to-day conversations, Keith, not related to work, but like outside of work, do people really know what we do?
No, they always ask what we do.
Yeah.
I think in the people that you dealt with at that are more the real estate professionals.
Yeah.
I think the fix and flip contractors would know who we are.
Yeah, but again, I think I feel like if you're a real estate professional, you should have sort of a general knowledge of what a hard money lender is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to get out there and network. Networking is not my favorite thing to do. I don't love small talk.
You're great at
You're
it.
really good at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop. Oh, just stop already.
Keep going.
Oh, don't stop. Don't stop. So I wanted to get that out there. But the other question that I get a lot is interest rates, right? Like, where are they going to go? And who knows where they're going to go? How do they affect your business? So the first thing I'll say about interest rates is we lived for a long time in a very low interest rate market. We had interest rates that were in the 3s, 3.5, 4. And now they're up in the 7s or something?
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of, you can't sell because you're in a 2.5% mortgage. Where you're going to go, and how does it affect our business? But the one thing I wanted to point out, 2 things. I think the rates are going down for whatever it's worth. I think they'll be going down. Inflation went up, which is what they wanted to do, so the rate's going to come down. But in 1971, the interest rates were 7.33 for a mortgage. For a mortgage to buy a owner-occupied home.
Yeah.
7.33. If you had waited at that point in 1971, if you had said, I'm not going to buy a house, I'm going to wait for the interest rates to go down, you would have been waiting until 1993.
Ooh.
Right? So all these people that are sitting on the sidelines being like, I'm going to wait till the rates come down. Don't wait. So the old saying is, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and then wait. Right? At least now you have the asset that you wanted. If the rates go down, you just refinance. So, I'm trying to encourage people to get off the sidelines, because if that house is there that you love, and you don't buy it, and then a year from now the rates go down and you go, I want to go buy that house, it's going to be gone. So buy the house, right, and own the house and rent the rate, because the rate's going to come down. Next year's an election year. Inflation's under control. CPI went down. So there's a whole bunch of good things happening that'll directly affect the rates, and I do think they'll go down. But don't wait to buy. So there's my 2-second spiel, my emergency podcast. There's the reason for the emergency podcast. Promote crowd lending a little bit. Tell people to get off the sidelines and stop buying houses, because I got bills to pay. All right? I got people to feed. A lot of people around here rely on the real estate market, so get back out there. Did you know that there is a floating prison in New York? I found this out. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's a so exactly right. So I was watching my favorite show, Aerial in America, and there is a prison called the Vernon C. Ban Correctional Center. It is a barge with 800 prison cells on it, and it's in New York Harbor, and it's a barge. It's a boat. You go to jail on a boat.
Can you feel it?
No, I think it's it's docked. It never moves. It's not like they're going out on cruises. All right, everybody. Tonight is the Aloha Cruise. We'll be heading out for a quick spin at midnight and come back in.
What's the purpose? If
So
it
the-
doesn't move.
So the reason was that they commissioned it in 1992. It was built, and it was for overcrowding at like Rikers Island and stuff. So they didn't have any more land because it's New York. They didn't, the value of land, they're not going to waste it. So they built a barge with 800 beds in it, and the only outdoor space is on the top deck. So that's like Aerial America. They take the flyover so you could see like the the basketball court, like the gym, wherever they worked out and stuff like that, on top of the building, on top of the barge.
Do we know what level prison it is?
Medium to maximum security. So you got some real bad guys out there.
Still active?
Actually, you know what? It's going to be it's scheduled for decommissioning this month, November of 23.
You gonna sink it?
I don't know what they're going to do. Should we try to pick it up? Like, hey.
Put it in our portfolio.
Just picked up an 800-room barge. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Cost them $161 million to build. So, Keithy, what do you have in the way of crowd lending here? I mean, you've got some numbers to share, right?
I have the month to dates.
Ooh.
To date. I'm not prepared again. Long weekend.
I know. I don't know what's going on with you.
I didn't know I was getting. So for November to date, we've got 12 loans, $17 million total funded, and $5 million in construction costs. Our budgets.
So say that $17 million we funded, or
Yep.
we closed $17 million this month.
$17 million.
And what did we do last month? 25 or
It was,
something.
over
We're at
20.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 pretty good months right there, back to back. So I guess that that sort of lends itself to there's opportunities out there.
Lends itself.
Oh, see what I did there? See what I did there? Amazing. Just my game's tight today. I got my A game on right now. Yeah, lends itself to the fact that there are opportunities out there. People are trying to take advantage of it, and then I hope they hit the market. So a lot of these deals they close now or in October, November, 5, 6, 7 months to complete. They'll be back on the market for the spring market.
Perfect.
Yeah, hopefully the rates will go down. Everybody be buying.
Perfect time.
We'll all just be dancing in the streets in the summer.
Get off the sidelines.
Get out there, everybody.
Let's
all
go.
my listeners.
Bye.
By the way, we got a lot more listeners than I thought, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been telling you this.
I know. I don't believe you.
Nobody listens. Nobody listens to me. That's what we've
Yeah, we
figured out.
Yeah. So the other day, we're all sitting on the couches here, and poor Root Beer walks in the door, and nobody even. She's like, "Hi, everybody!" And we all just look at her, don't say anything. She buzzes right by us.
It's not the first time. I've walked in here multiple times. Hi, good morning. Nobody picks their head up. Continues with conversation. Madison heard it.
I mean, you are walking in the workday's half over. You realize that we're in here at 7:00. He's in here at like 5.
I know. Working out.
Yeah,
You look good.
he does look good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
An comes in every morning with a nice big bright hello. When she comes in,
Yeah.
it's great.
And you acknowledge
I
it.
always acknowledge you. No, I always acknowledge you when you come in.
But it was funny because then we did it again later on the day. You were leaving. You're like, bye. And nobody even, and Madison started dying laughing.
Madison's like, Amy just had a full conversation with all of you, and nobody acknowledged that she was saying anything. A full conversation. I'm like, because I pointed it out to her the other day. I was like, I walk in and no one says anything.
So we got to be mindful of that. We can't.
That's no we. That's you.
Me?
Yeah.
Me is you.
Well,
Which is we.
It's true.
Okay, so I mean, let's do you know why? This is a good question for you, being a veteran,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Do you-
Among other things.
Do you know why Veterans Day is always on the 11th?
I did because we talked about it that week.
We did?
Yeah, it came up in conversation. We had a discussion.
Okay.
But I forget what the reasoning was.
It's very simple.
Hold on. Trying to think back to my conversations. No, I give up. Go ahead.
Okay. Veterans Day is because the war ended on the 11th day
That's right, 11th month. Yep.
of the 11th month at the 11th hour.
11/11.
So it's always. I think that's different. I think your reference to the 11s is a little different.
Manifesting.
A little different than.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah, I think it's a little different. I think it's different. I'm not gonna validate your statement with any sort of response that makes me.
Make a wish. 11/11.
Yeah. Oh God. Sometimes it's like having a 9-year-old in here.
It
11/11. Make a wish. I hope someone talks to me when I walk in today.
Somebody's got to keep it light.
Somebody, please talk to me. Please, I'm begging you. I'm here. Upcoming hockey season.
Yeah. Oh, baby, it's coming quick.
Yeah. Starts, when this comes out, which will be Friday, it'll be 3 days away,
Monday. Yeah. Yeah.
which is a very exciting time around here. Very exciting time around town. As successful as the football team is and always is, that Duxbury football is now going back to, I think, their 4th Super Bowl in 5 years.
Yep.
Second or third in a row. They're going to play Situate the week after Thanksgiving, which this is an interesting question. So both Duxbury and Marshfield are in the Super Bowl in their respective divisions. I think Duxbury's Division 4 and Marshfield's Division 2. Yeah, they knocked off Catholic Memorial.
I know.
Oh, were you devastated?
Not really.
No?
No.
Oh, I figured you'd be crushed. Such a big.
I'm a big football guy.
Yeah, huge football guy. Huge. So they play each other on Thanksgiving. Effectively, the game means nothing. Do you play your guys?
No.
You don't.
No, you're not playing for anything.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would actually consider canceling the game.
I think you let the,
2 JV teams go at it?
JV teams, freshman, sophomore game.
Yeah, I wouldn't play any of my guys.
No.
Because nobody's going to remember who won the Super Bowl.
Thanksgiving Day game.
They're going to want to remember who won the Super Bowl.
100%.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I wouldn't play any of them. Coach Landolfi, if you're out there listening, which I know you probably are because, who doesn't? Don't play your guys, right? Prepare them for the Super Bowl. Have them ready to go.
I think he's done that in the past.
Yeah, he did something different than Mamron. Mamron, the prior coach, didn't play anybody, and then Marshfield got mad, and they ended up running it up, winning like 60-0.
That's right.
Or 53-0 back in like 17 or 18. Last year, I think Coach Landolfi played some of his guys for maybe a quarter or so, or maybe a half. I think the game was a little bit mismatched, so I think essentially he got up big and kind of held on to get the win. But we'll see what he does this year, and more importantly, we'll see what Marshfield does, because I don't even remember, but Marshfield was really mad back in 17-18. They were like they went in the newspaper and kind of called out Duxbury a little bit. I
don't have any problem with that. None.
Not playing him.
Not playing him.
Me neither. But so the high school season's right around the corner. Duxbury is very much a hockey town. A lot of excitement. Hopefully we're gonna have a good team. I feel like we'll be good again. We're gonna need puck luck to win games towards the end of the season. But we sort of have we have a lot of girls with a lot of experience and got good goaltending, and we got some freshmen and sophomore. They're gonna have to come up and play some big minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think I think the core's there from last year. Again, defense, goaltending. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. I'm really excited. And 1 week from today, you know what the best part is? I get to leave work every day at 2:30. Goodbye. Arrivederci. For the next 3 months.
And I leave at 2:31.
And we skip out the door. Heading down the rink. But on a sad note, my daughter's club team she'll play her last club hockey games this weekend upcoming. Sad. Some girls that I've coached since they were, 9 years old.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be happy it happened and not sad it's over.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Otherwise I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to cry.
Big crier.
Yeah. I cry. Not afraid to cry.
I caught it on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Cried when we won a state championship.
When we did what?
Won a state championship. Yeah.
I didn't cry.
You didn't?
No.
I did.
Yep.
A little bit. Not like boo, but like
just like that.
yeah. There was like
Rubbing your eyes.
yeah, a little, just getting I had something got stuck in there.
It's a great accomplishment.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so do you have any jokes? We'll tell a few jokes and then we'll call it a day.
Ruin the mood.
Tell a few jokes and then we'll call it a day.
I lost my notes. This is Monday, not a Thursday.
What is going on over here?
That's a mess. Oh man, let me see if I have some written down that I can use. Where did Danny go after he got lost in the minefield?
Where did Danny go after he got lost in the minefield? What's going on over
I
there?
don't know.
Everywhere.
You blew up.
Oh my God. I didn't get it at first.
All right, why can't Michael Jackson go within 500 feet of a school?
I don't know.
Because he's dead.
That's a good one.
Not bad.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Iron Man and Iron Woman?
I don't know. This is not good. I can't even say it.
One is a superhero, and the other is a simple command.
Iron Woman.
You got that one. Quick.
I got that. That was right up my alley.
You do.
How many? Do you want to save any for next?
Last one.
Okay.
I am sorry and I apologize mean the same thing. Except at a funeral.
That's true. Yeah, that's not really a joke though.
Well, no, but
That was more like deep thoughts with.
I was going to end it with deep thoughts. I figured that was our new thing. It's not. Oh, that's your new thing.
Yeah, I mean,
We can share.
I had the dad jokes. He takes the dad jokes. I got the deep thought. He takes the deep thought.
Piggyback off of that.
You had the podcast. I'm in the podcast.
All right. I'll. Oh my God.
What do you must
You
have
know,
a Chuck Norris joke in there.
You know, you should never blame someone for the road that you're on. That's your own asphalt.
Is that the one you wanted me to say?
No.
All right.
You guys hear about the man who dipped his testicles in glitter?
I didn't.
No?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It's amazing.
The line.
No. Oh my God. So I'm out with Molly and I are out and with another couple, and the other woman says to her husband, "Man, you see that drunk guy over there?" And the husband says, my buddy says, yeah, who's that? She says, he asked me to marry him 10 years ago. The guy says, really? And he's still, and she says, yeah. And I said, no. And the guy says, really? And he's still celebrating? Screwed that one up, and it was a good one. God. All right, I'll tell my last little. This is my feel good sort of story. In 1957, there was a scientist from Harvard. By the way, Harvard sent my Annabelle some information.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not applying there.
Still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a safety school.
Yeah. No, it's too much. Whatever.
What is it, Danny?
It's too.
What is it?
It's
Tell
not
me.
for her. It's not for us. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in 1957, a scientist from Harvard was doing a study and the study was how long rats can swim before they die. So he put a bunch of rats in the water. They swam for about 15 minutes. Right before they were about to die, he took all the rats out, rested them for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then put them back in. And how long do you think they swam that second time? How long do you think they swam in that second time? They were in there 15 minutes, swam to exhaustion, almost died. He took them all out, let them rest for 3 or 4 minutes, then he put them back in the water. How long do they last?
1 minute.
No.
30 seconds.
No. 60 hours. And what they surmised was that because they had been rescued before, these rats had the belief that they were going to be rescued again. So they were able to push their bodies because they had the belief. So think about it. If you had belief in yourself or belief in what you're doing, how hard you can push yourself beyond what you thought you could do. Think about it. Those rats push themselves.
Listen, the point's a great point. There's no way that happened.
I got the guy's name, Mike.
How does Mike know what the rats are thinking?
Well, he does.
Also, isn't torturing animals like the signs of a serial killer?
It's 1957. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff back then. There were no rules. Nobody was like, "Oh, you killed an animal. You're a crazy person." You're Jeffrey Dahmer. Although Jeffrey Dahmer did kill people, killed animals. Did you know that?
I believe it.
Yeah, he was a sicko.
Oh boy, he was sicko.
When he was a kid. I watched a show on him. Did you watch that show?
I watched the Netflix one.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, he was killing animals in that.
Yeah.
So the rat no good?
No, it's a great point. It's a great.
He had to sit there and watch these rats struggle for their lives for 60 hours.
And then what he did was he talked to the rats, and the rats said, "We kept going because we thought you were going to come back and save us."
So you don't have a problem necessarily with the
No, you kill a rat, that's fine.
No,
torture a rat.
right. You don't have a problem with that part of it.
No.
What you're saying is there's no way to know what was going on in that rat's
No
mind.
idea. But the message is great. The message of your little stories.
Well, fine.
But
I mean, I was on like a hot streak with my exits. This is a bad
do
exit.
you have a second one in there?
Let me see. I don't know. I don't mean to brag, but every time I go to a grocery store, the cashiers are always checking me out. I'm just going to give you one more because I have to. How come you can never hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
I give up.
Because the P is silent. Because P at the beginning. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think we made our point today. We dragged Root Beer in. She was yawning. Who knows what she was doing last night when I was texting her telling her she had to come to work. Drinking wine.
You texted me at like 1.
Exactly. Liquid lunch. How's Johnny Cops?
He's great.
What's up for Thanksgiving?
He started his new gig this week,
Okay.
Crime Scene.
Yeah.
So he actually got called out on Saturday to a murder-suicide.
Really? Oh, I think I
Yeah.
saw that in the paper.
Yeah.
What town?
Rehoboth?
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. So that was his first one.
What's up for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
We got the snort.
We're losing her.
Yeah, we got the snort. Here we go.
We're going to go to his sister's house and then to my sister's house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Pop around, have a couple glasses of wine,
Right.
some turkey.
Don't tell his crime scene.
Yeah,
No.
don't tell any crime scene stories. What about you, Keithy? Where's Thanksgiving?
We got golf on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Not
It's going to
happening,
rain.
So that's out.
Sorry, everybody that listens that plays in the soup, but it's going to rain, and we're not going to play.
So I think morning at my in-laws.
Okay.
Situate.
Yeah.
And then afternoon at my sister's in Hanover.
Okay, so you won the South Shore
Won the South
City
Shore
battle.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Huge battle every
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I'm going over Marlene's parents' house, my
Oh,
in-laws. Yeah, and then to my brother's house for dinner.
What's he making? Anything good?
He's a great cook. He's a great
he's a good
cook.
cook, yeah.
Yeah, he'll make something good. And his wife's a great cook. The food's always wonderful. It's like an old, the Pilgrims could have lived in this house. It's really old. So it's a really cool place to have Thanksgiving. They got an awesome dining room with a really cool fireplace, and she does a great job decorating. It's really it's a great Thanksgiving house. It really is. So I'm looking forward to it. We sit around, we drink some good wine that my friend Mr. Greenwood will give us, who's going to be on this podcast. We won't be able to understand a word he says because he's got the English accent, so we don't have to do subtitles. But yeah, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is great. This is a great time of year.
Yep.
Thanksgiving rolls right into Christmas.
Yeah, you love Christmas.
2 weeks of work. That's about it.
Yeah, everybody quits. It's all
Everybody quits
done.
for the next month. It's gonna be great.
This is when Amy takes like the whole month of December off, and then her and I fight for the whole month of December.
Because I try to take days off.
And then I call her
And
in.
then I come in. I'm like, well, they're all going to add up
Yeah.
in December.
So, well, thank you for the emergency podcast. Root Beer, appreciate you coming in. Keithy, always being available. Hope everybody has a wonderful, or had, but by the time this comes out, had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be sure to check your local listings so you can find out when the Duxbury High School girls hockey games are, and come on watch. If everybody needs anything, let me know, because everybody needs a nudge. See you later.
Thank you, Danny.